Hi guys, it's that guy Alex, or Caleb if you actually like nice stuff, and today we're actually going to be doing something a little bit different. Today it's going to be a long form video. Now, what I want to discuss about, if you read the title, is about a tournament that's actually been going on for the last couple of months. Uh, it's called the Boxing Grand Prix, and if you guys don't know what that is, let me explain to you real quick. Now, the Boxing Grand Prix is a tournament sponsored by Riyadh Season and Turkey Al Shad. It basically takes 128 different fighters from all over the world, ranging from Mexico, America, Ukraine, France, and Nigeria, so on and so forth. And basically, what it wants to do is take featherweights, super lightweights, middleweights, and heavyweights from all over the world and try to find the next the next face of boxing, as Gervonta say Davis or Jake Paul would say. Except fuck Jake Paul. But anyways, so it's different prospects ranging from ages 23 to the oldest 30, basically coming together and competing in Saudi Arabia to basically see who can become the next face of boxing. You got guys like Dante Stone, an American heavyweight, competing. You also got guys like Kevin Ramirez, an Argentinian cruiserweight who's actually moved up into the heavyweight division in order to compete. And let me tell you, he has had some banger fights. Now, what I want to discuss is why you should watch it. Now, not only is it's basically a 3, 4, 5 hour long event of just boxing, absolute boxing, ranging from featherweights, super lightweights, middleweights, and heavyweights. And these are actually some pretty amazing fights, if I'm being real. And depending on your opinions, they could even be better than some of the boxing cards that have been put on recently. Especially when you look at PBC, Matchroom Boxing, DAZN, even Pro Box TV, bro. I think these fights are actually better than some of the events that they've put on the last couple of times. Because I feel like these prospects, these fighters, they're getting an opportunity to really put their names out there. So they're really giving it their all. They really want to put on an amazing performance for the viewers. So these fights are amazing. Some of the featherweights, obviously, you're not going to see a lot of KOs, but they're fast, they're technical. Same with the super lightweights. I'm not so much interested in those guys, but some of the fights I have seen and do stick around to see, they're amazing, especially the more Latin American fighters. But, I'm a little biased since I am Mexican. But then again, you could agree with me, you could not. Doesn't matter. Now, what I want to talk to you guys, what I want to continue talking to you guys about is actually some of the prospects that you should look out for coming from this tournament. Now, some prospects that I have written right here, let's say this heavyweight prospect who actually recently faced Kevin Ramirez today, or I think it would be yesterday. In any case, they faced each other off in a heavyweight bout. Now, Prachter Lace, sorry for the mispronunciation, but he is a Polish heavyweight boxer, and they call him the Polish Mike Tyson. And if you guys don't know why, he stands at an even 5'11", but my goodness, does he know how to box? The way he fights, the angles that he uses, the jab, he really does remind you of a young Mike Tyson, before he went all, But though he doesn't have as much power as one would want from a heavyweight, he really does have the skill, the movement, the footwork, and for right now, he's out of the tournament, not because he lost, but because he ended up getting a draw with Kevin Ramirez. Now, the Boxing Grand Prix does have this point system that basically makes it so that if you end up with a draw, they have an advanced pointing system that allows either fighter to continue forward in the tournament, depending on I guess small things. I don't know the point system too well, but it could be a bit better. Though it is experimental, so I will give them a pass. And though he did lose his spot or his advancement to the next round of the tournament, he does not have a loss. It is counted as a draw on boxing record and his official record. Now another prospect that you should be looking out for is Emiliano Agulin Castro. He is a middleweight from Mexico. Obviously, I want to talk to him because I am Mexican, and I'd love to see my countrymen winning. But he's a young 20-year-old middleweight boxer. Honestly, on the technical side, he really is doing everything right. He's strong. He's big. And you love to see Mexicans on the bigger side because they bring in more ferocity, a little bit more of what you would find in the lower weight divisions with Mexicans. They bring it more into the heavier side, though, because there's not too many, I guess, Mexican fighters on the bigger side of the heavy in the weight classes. The opposition isn't always as good, and so they usually get taken out within the first, second round, or depending on if they move up in like competition. But this guy, he's really good. His jab immaculate, his footwork amazing, his chin decent from what I've seen. He actually did score a draw with another middleweight prospect that you should also be looking out for. That other prospect hails from France, and his name is Lancelot Le Bons, a French name. But either way, he's good. Amazing knockout artist from France. The Frenchman is actually advancing towards the semifinals of the tournament. Since the fight between him and Emiliano was scored a draw, though they did give it to the Frenchman, I feel like it could have gone to the Mexican. But that's neither here or there. Another middleweight prospect you should also be looking out for is Canada's Derek Pomerleau. I believe he is French Canadian, though. Oh my goodness, this young man, wrecking ball. At least from what I've seen and what he's shown in the tournament. He's strong. He's fast. He likes to mix it up in there. He's incredible. And so far for the heavyweights, I've liked what I've seen, though I feel like they could have gotten a lot better prospects, though not a lot of heavyweight action has been going on within the past few years. I've already talked about Dante Stone, American heavyweight, pretty good. He does have decent power. I like his jab. I like his foot movement, though I really wish he would be a little more active, more exciting, more aggressive when it comes to his fights. There actually was another American heavyweight, Devin Young, though he did lose his bout today by TKO in the first round to Kenton Gomez. He's another heavyweight prospect, I believe 26 or 25, from South Africa, and honestly, he's done good. I like him. He's relentless. He comes forward. He really brings a lot of action when it comes to his fights. Another prospect you should also be looking out for is in any case, I thought I had more names written down. Obviously, I do not. But still, the heavyweight division is looking pretty okay from what I've seen, or from what the tournament has brought us. I wish it could be better, but then again, not a lot of people want to go into boxing, especially when it comes to bigger guys. It's a lot. There's a lot more risk when it comes to fighting at heavyweight or cruiserweight. So, yeah. In any case, my main point here is you should watch this. You should watch the Boxing Grand Prix. It's fun, it's exciting, and it's completely free. You don't need to be subscribed to DAZN, Riyadh Season, anything like that. You don't need to be. You need to pay like $80 per per event, right? It's all completely free and it's all on YouTube. I believe it is on Turkey Alishad's YouTube as well as the Ring Magazine YouTube as well. And again, these are completely free. It has amazing fighters from all over the world trying to compete, and I believe they've already put on 3 events. That being the first rounds, the second rounds, and then the third rounds that ended, I believe, a couple of days ago. So we are on to the semifinals within the next couple of months, and then we'll be moving on to the finals. And I really, really recommend watching this tournament in particular, because who knows, you might be watching the next face of boxing, or at least serious contenders that could have put up a challenge for later on for guys like Edgar Berlanga, even though he just got knocked out. Canelo, if he continues boxing, these are all guys that you really need to watch out for and really root for if you want the sport of boxing to continue to grow and lavish like it's been going on for the last, I believe, 2 years, thanks to the Saudis. In any case, I recommend watching the events. There's already 3 of them on YouTube, all live, all free, and for a lot of you hardcore boxing fans, you will enjoy this. And for a lot of the more casuals, I feel like if you watch these, you'll really understand. You'll start to understand the sport more. You'll really get into like, this is what I should be looking out for in the future. These are guys that I should be watching, following on Instagram and rooting for. Because who knows, these guys might very well be the champions of tomorrow. In any case, Boxing Grand Prix, a must-watch for all hardcore boxing fans, as well as enjoyers of the sweet science. Appreciate your time. Until next time, if you like my content, subscribe and like, and have a nice day.